currently cooking. I've got a bit of lentils and broccoli and Brussels on the go. But vitamin D. Vitamin D. Have I ever mentioned vitamin D? I don't think I have ever mentioned vitamin D. I don't think it's something I've ever mentioned in my life. Don't talk about it ever. So like, look, when it comes to food, that's lentils, Brussels, broccoli. And in the oven, we have beetroot, yellow pepper, potatoes, red onion, a mushroom and some tomato. That's literally my dinner. And guess what? That's got more protein in than you'd probably get in a normal meal. But hey, I don't know nothing. Because you can't get protein from vegetable lentils or anything like that. You can't be healthy being vegan either. Can't gain muscle being vegan either. Or menopausal. It's amazing actually, because I kind of go against all that. Still gaining muscle. Don't really get sick. Still eating what I've just shown you. Blood's perfect, no problem at all. I've just ordered some because I use the old vitamin D. I've got some D because I've taken it for so long. I don't need to absorb it so much. But I've just ordered in calciferol. Oh, fucking can't pronounce it. It's 20 IU. CALCIFEROL, something like that. That's basically when you take vitamin D, your body or your liver or whatever transfers it into that. So, but if you can get it in that form, which you can only usually get it in Italy, I found it at Chemists for You actually. 20,000 IU. It's in a blue packet. It's called HUX3, I think, but it has got some of it in it. So, for argument's sake, if you got sick with the flu or something tomorrow and you took that type of vitamin D, it would be instantly in your system. Where if you take this type of vitamin D, it'll take 2 or 3 weeks to absorb. Now, because I sunbathe when my shadow's shorter, I don't wear sunscreen or suntan lotion, I sit in the shade when my skin's had enough. Yeah, I'm not really lacking vitamin D. I haven't had my levels checked, but I'm pretty sure they're fine. But it turns out, watching Dr. Campbell and a few other doctors, there's some seriously good research when it comes to immune function and vitamin D, and the fact that vitamin D is kind of really, really, really important. Like, it's very important. It's like on par with water. And I come to think about it, you know, like obviously being of lighter skin, I can make more. And the reason why I've got lighter skin is because of where I live. You know, if you live on the equator, you've got darker skin because the sun will burn your skin. And also, it protects you. It's harder to make vitamin D in the northern hemisphere for as long a time. So like if you're on the equator, you could probably make vitamin D for 4 hours of the day. If you're not on the equator, you're further up north, you could probably make vitamin D for 2 hours of the day in the comparison to how the sun penetrates the ionosphere, how the planet leans, how intense it is and stuff. But you can only actually make vitamin D via your skin and through your eyes. Most people wear shades and suntan lotion, so that really don't work for most people, does it? I don't wear shades and I don't wear suntan lotion. You can only really make vitamin D when your shadow's shorter than you. And in England, that's probably between 11 and 2, and that's in the height of the summer. You can't make vitamin D yet, the sun isn't high enough. It's not going to be high enough until probably April, and then you might get 15 minutes a day if the sun's out. And if you've got any knowledge of England, it mainly rains. No, it doesn't actually, that's a lie. It doesn't mainly rain at all. It does rain, but it doesn't mainly rain. But as I say, you basically are relying on getting sunlight to come through the clouds between midday and 3 o'clock at any point. So you could go out and lay in the sun for 7 hours. Don't advise that. If your shadow isn't shorter than you, you're not making vitamin D. You know, when you go on holiday, and people don't notice, you go on holiday to another country where it's nearer the equator, you get intense amounts of vitamin D for a couple of weeks. You're like, oh yeah, my body's, you know, feeling good. You come back, and it's almost like, where did all that go? We haven't got any vitamin D anymore. It's like, within no time, your immune system responds with, let's have a cold. It's like it's a protection system for when you go into, I swear we've got 2 modes, you know, winter and summer mode. Because if you lived in the northern hemisphere, you wouldn't get much sunlight, but a lot of people eat whales and fish. And fish gives you an intense amount of vitamin D because of the plankton they eat. And plankton has something to do with ultraviolet light absorbing stuff. And ultraviolet light is what makes vitamin D. So it makes sense when Eskimos and people who live up north eat whales and dolphins or whatever they eat. I don't think they eat dolphins, but you know what I mean. Whatever they eat up there, it makes sense. Makes complete sense. You know, if I lived on the northern hemisphere and you know you don't grow veg like you did, you would eat different stuff. You know, like, so I think human beings are designed to eat whatever. I just feel that now, with the world the way it is, that there's not as much demand, or there's other ways for me to eat food than to kill an animal, so I choose not to, and that's my choice. I don't care what other people do. If you choose to kill it and eat it, I don't actually like the taste of it that much. Don't mind fish, don't like mackerel and stuff like that, and you know, if I lived up north and there was no alternative, I think I could probably kill a fish in comparison to another animal if I had to. So I just don't think that I could get fish now naturally sourced that's good, that isn't full of mercury and not farmed and full of stuff that it shouldn't be full of, you know. So the little mark on my arm's nearly gone. Look, is it? Yeah, it's not raised anymore. So another couple of days that'll go. I think I'm allergic to dairy because I was speaking to my neighbour and they said that similar things happens to them. But I haven't consumed dairy for about 7 years. I haven't consumed animal products in the sense of meat, the flesh of an animal, for about probably 18, 19 years now. It's got to be 18 years, 17, 18 years it's got to be. So I actually am pretty sure now that I am possibly allergic to dairy. I don't know if that's come at a later date. I also am not 100% convinced that I'm not allergic to wheat. My dad's gluten-free or gluten intolerant, and ever since I've been menopausal, alcohol don't like me, and I'm not sure if it's alcohol or if it's the wheat. It might be alcohol because it's not good for you, is it? Occasions, twice a year maybe. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about that because vitamin D, it's vital, and I kind of, the amount of times I trust my gut, and you say the gut's part of the brain. Trusted my gut, I didn't get the treatment that everyone got, and each their own on that, and I find it really, really difficult to communicate with people because I was trying to communicate the other day, and they weren't defensive. They were quite, you know, oh no, you know, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But people, I don't understand how people can still believe that crap. I just find it really, really difficult to communicate with normal people about health. Because everyone's quite happy taking symptom suppressors and not dealing with the cause, you know. Maybe you should look at your diet. Maybe you should look at the fact that you sit down all day and you don't do anything. Maybe you should look at things that you're consuming. You know, none of us are perfect. We all have vices and we all do things that we shouldn't do. But it's becoming draining. And now I'm menopausal, I'm not feeling that social, so I don't really want to talk to people anyway. And then there's a communication barrier because I've got nothing to talk to people about. I don't watch television, don't listen to that bullshit, don't listen to the government. I know it's all corrupt, see the bigger picture, and so many people still can't. And if they can, they don't really want to step out the box. I don't know what people fear. It really don't. I don't understand it. And maybe that's my ignorance or arrogance. I don't know, but I don't understand what people fear. Why are you blindly being subservient to something that you don't necessarily... You know, people must know. You must know it's not right. I'm going to leave it there anyway, because my dinner's nearly ready. So yeah, peace, love and light. Oh, let's press stop.